Hi, this is Johnny. I got this image from Arcade Punk. It's a cocktail image, and what I did is I modify it. Now this theme it actually come part of this download from Arcade Punk, and what I did is I added the Turbo 16 and more Super Nintendo and couple of game different game for May. Uh, this one was originally put in a folder called May-Retropie, and so that is the folder they used. They didn't use the arcade folder. So let me zoom in and let's go over how many games is in there. Okay, this is using Raspberry Pi 3B 3P Plus. It doesn't have track mode. It's a old version, 4.4 version. This one have Nintendo A71, Turbo 16, Standard 94 American version. Then Retropie. Super Nintendo we have 790. Mame we have 64. Genesis we have 901, and Nintendo we have 871. Now all of this have box art and also the snap, but they also have wheel, but it doesn't display the wheel based on this image. But as you can see, they have box art and snap. Before they don't have box art and doesn't have snap and doesn't have that much game. Now this one is pretty much fully loaded 32 gig SD card, micro SD card, and all the game is made to do cocktail. So you have one player on this side, one player on that side, and the screen will split in half. So let's just I guess pick any game, I guess. Let's see. I really don't have many. Let's do Mario then. Mario for NES. So let's just test one and just demonstrate one game per each. Try to make it short video. Where's Mario? Here we go, Mario Brother. That's an old Mario Brother. Well, it will work anyway. Oh, my screen is because I have screen protector on it, so it's having bubble. So it's not because the screen is messed up, it just have bubble. I'm waiting till once I put it into the system, then I will take it off when I have plexiglass over it. Oops, car, keep on kicking the stand. So you have a split screen. This game is playing on one side and the other screen is playing on this side, and they have marquee. So this is the main joystick controller, and that one will be the secondary player. So so all the Nintendo NES will have the bezel that I created. It's going to be the same one, and this is actually the case, and then the control button. There's a black line. This is where the case look like in the front. So, and then you could just play the Mario. Okay, and when you play two player, it will actually split to the other side, so you could play the other side. All right, let's get out of this game. Press select and start to get out. All right, so that's the NES version. Let's go to Turbo 16. So you could pretty much play any Turbo 16 now. I gotta figure out how to get it to work on, so where all the cocktail games will work on. So let's try one of the bunk. Now the bunk, there's 3 bunk that I actually special designed for those 3 bunk because I love bunk in Turbo 16. So it have its own graphic. So Bunk Avenger, Bunk 3 will have Bunk 3 on it, and the other ones would have a different one. So it have a full screen, split screen, so you could play side by side. Where you play here, the second player will be playing on the other side. All right, so that's pretty cool. So you could choose a player. You could play 2 player, 1 player. So that's how it look. Alright, let's get out of this game. Originally, I didn't know how to get it to work, so I didn't thinking about. Now, they do not have enough space to put Neo Geo or Capcom on it, so the only thing I put now is just Turbo 16. This is a 32 gig, so with Snap and box art and all that stuff, it will reduce the size capacity, meaning that your size of the hard drive, the space is taken up by the video snap. Video take up more space than the MP4, so therefore, if you add video snap to it, you won't be able to put as much game as you want. So this is Super Nintendo. So let's try a game. Let's try Super Mario Brother. So if you have like a fighting game, Street Fighter and all that stuff, you could play actually fighting each other with a split screen as well. Well, let's demonstrate that then. Let's go to Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2. So the cocktail purpose is this one laying flat to parallel to the table, and you have another player on the other side, and the Super Mario is going to have this as the marquee bezel, not marquee, and then you have a split screen where you play against each other. So that's pretty cool, where you could play two players at the same time. Right now I don't have a second player plugged in, so I won't be doing that demo until when I got my table cocktail finished building. And it is a vertical screen, so I have the screen it's more vertical, but it's not bad for a vertical screen to play Okay, so let's go to the next one, Mame. Now I got the one thing pretty cool. I did got the one that I couldn't get it to work before, was a Demon Front. Now I have two versions for it. One is a two-player and one is a single player. A single player will be the full screen, and the two-player will be flip screen. So let's try demo the flip screen for the cocktail. So that's pretty cool. Now I use the Neo Geo bezel that I created. It took me a while to create this to make it look nice, but I used the bezel to create this. Originally it's for the vertical game, but since it's a split screen, it's okay. I feel because most of the time I'm gonna play one player, two player. But those of you who doesn't like that, you can move this joystick over here and replace that. This actually, the top is wider than the bottom, so you could take this and then delete the one on top and paste it on top. Make sure it's transparency, otherwise you're gonna see a white screen when you put it back on as a marquee. So the metal is transparency, so that's the reason you can see the game. This one reminds me of Metal Slug X, so it's real cool that now I could play a two-player. Now the cocktail support real good with May 2003 and May 2010. So if you find any game that is 2010 or 2003, you could put it into this image. Just burn this image to a bigger SD card and then have the Raspberry Pi expand the size. Once you expand the size, then you could definitely have more space to add more game to the SD card. Okay, so I also had Galaga 88 fixed. Before Galaga 88, it wasn't a split screen, and that's one of my favorite games for Galaga. So I fixed that already. So I'm not gonna go through all them. Michael Jackson have a full screen one and a split screen one. So the split screen one is the one you could play Michael Jackson on top and the bottom. Okay, this one is the full screen one. So it's just one big screen, and it doesn't have a bezel. So let's go to the single one. I mean the two-player split screen. Oh, Demon's Law have two games too. One is the Cologne, one is the regular one. So one has split screen and one doesn't either. I think I did tell you that. Okay, and this is the Michael Jackson one. So you got one facing you, one facing the opposite side of the two-player. I like the idea that they have the cocktail made to do that. With one screen, you're able to split into two-player, which is pretty cool. But I couldn't get a lot of them working, and I finally figured out a lot of stuff that I able to get it to work. And I'll show you one. Oh, I even got the X-Men and the Tempest, and Tempest 2 is added to here. Now, I think I might have space to add Atari, because the bunk from Arcade 1-Up, majority is a Turbo, I think Turbo 2600, and it have some of the Atari game. So those are people who bought bunk is Atari fan, and there's no Atari on this. So I might add Atari to it, and down the road I'm going to see if I have enough space to add Atari. But this image right now do not have Atari. It doesn't have enough space, so I didn't put Atari. It might have space for Atari, but I didn't put Atari on here. So let's go to X-Men 2-player, and I'll show you what I did to make this happen. Because before I didn't know you could do that. I was going crazy, because I like, why sometimes it let me flip 90 degree and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. It come up red is normal. It's doing the bio check. Then after the bio check, I'll show you what I did to make it work. Because when you added the, okay, so one thing you have to do first is press select and X. Okay. Then when you're here, you are going to add the shadow. Okay, the shadow you're gonna turn. Originally, normally this is off. Okay, you want to turn it on, and then you want to pick your shadow. Now, shadow is already shadowed. It's already downloaded into this image. But if you need it, you could search the name called Cocktail Cabinet, and you're able to find this image and download it and then put it into this here. Or you could just take my image and copy those files from that folder and put it in somewhere. So in the future, if you, I'm thinking about creating one for Raspberry Pi 4, because I want to make the bunk to able to run 2 operating systems. One is Android, the pinball, and one is Raspberry Pi using the same Android controller. Because Raspberry Pi normally do not use the same controller. It doesn't recognize the 3 analog stick. It only recognizes 1. And the Android have 3 analog stick. So I found an image that does work, but I don't know it doesn't work with Cocktail because it's a Raspberry Pi 4. So I'll be playing with that down the road, see if I could get it working. If so, then I could put give you an option to boot to Raspberry Pi without changing the stick. You just have a different image running, and then if you want to play pinball, you put the pinball image and you can play pinball. So that's something I'm working on, planning on working on, not working. So you're gonna pick Cocktail Cabinet. Once you pick the Cocktail Cabinet, then you press B to get out, and you want to change this to the nearest. Okay. Once that happens, the screen is going to flip, but it's not going to flip in this direction. Okay. So to make it that to work, the next step you're going to go is, once you get out of the setting, you're going to go back to quick menu, press A. Then you get this screen, and this is where the shadow is. Okay. So we're gonna press B to get back to the quick menu. We're gonna go to the setting and do the video. Now, when you go to video, you are not going to see something. So you have to go to, I believe it's user interface. Right here, show advanced setting. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off now to show you what's the difference. This is by default. This image, when I got it, this was turned off. Okay, that's why Turbo 16 do not have the correct image. It was flipped in another direction. It's not flipping vertically. It was flipped horizontal. So if this was turned off, this is what happened when I have it. This is what it gave me. So you have, then when you go to the video, I have my aspect set to 1:1. So you could choose your option, but when you choose it, you will have to adjust the image so it will not overlap each other or too big or too small. So you will have to play with that. So for example, you could change it to this screen, but then there's a lot of black area. Or you could change it to the default chord. Or you could change this, but this is too long. The image is too long. It doesn't look right. It looks messed up. You could do 3x4 and get rid of the bezel, and you can have a more bigger screen. But I don't like the 3 and 4 because it's too vertical. It's too narrow. So I picked the 1x1. Now you could actually tell it. Let me change it back. Okay, you could actually use the, what they call it, the core preference. That means don't shrink it, don't enlarge, keep it the original size of the game. Whatever the game size is, keep it like that. And most people prefer that size. But because of that, your screen gonna have a lot of black spot. And I really didn't like that, so I went and changed it to 1x1. There you go. I did the 1x1. There's another one called 1x1 something, but I picked this one. Okay. Now if you go down here, as you can see, there's nothing called normal. So you cannot flip the screen to a 90-degree until you turn that advanced setting on. Then you could flip it 90-degree or 180-degree or whatever degree you want to make this image look the direction you want. So if I was to get out here right now and did a restart, see the screen is, well, I already flipped it 90 degrees unless I did the new change apply. Now, you're not able to see the 90 degree. A while ago we didn't see no 90 degree, correct? So let me go ahead, go back. you go to press B to get out of the quick menu and go to the setting. In the video, we don't see the one called normal. So we're gonna go to user interface and we're going to turn on the show advanced setting. We're gonna turn that on, okay? Once we turn that on, you press B to get out. Now you go back to the video, and if you go down here, we were talking about 1-in-1, remember? If we go down here, you are going to see something called rotation right there. Rotation 90 degree. A while ago that wasn't there, so you cannot rotate it. So for example, see the background right now, if I rotate 180 degree, it's going to be sideways, and I could rotate it again, it's going to be the opposite direction. Again, back to normal. Normal is I guess one on top of each other. So I told it to flip to a 90 degree. So one is this way, one is this way. So if you don't turn the advanced option on, this will not work. So you have to get the shader. Once you get the shader, then you change to 90 degree. Now, how you change the size and move this around, I'll show you. Let's go back to the shader. So we go back to quick menu. We're gonna go to shaders. In the shader, there's a parameter, okay? In this parameter, you could rotate, you could increase the max of the screen. You could zoom in. For example, I'm going to zoom in. See how the screen get bigger? I could zoom back out, make it smaller. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to move the screen to the corner, and then you want to level up to the same level, and then you're going to increase the max of the screen. It's not going to go this way, it's just going to go from here, go bigger this way. And once it touch, then you know, okay, that's when to stop image zooming. You're zooming, everything's going to right, left, not up and down. Up and down, just going up and down like this, okay, on your joystick. So, for example, Y, you could make it this way, further down, out, or close to this way, okay? The X, it actually move up and down. Up and down this way. So if you prefer the screen not be side by side to each other, you prefer, I keep on forgetting. If you prefer down closer to you, you could have the screen like this. So it's more close to you than right in the middle, and the other guy will be playing. So you could do it like that. So once you finish with all that changes, you press B to get out and B to get out, and then you want to save it to the game for that only one game. But if you want to save it to all the game, then you press here. I recommend just save it to this game because we're only changing this game only. So if you add any game, this is how you do it. You do this the same way you do with Turbo 16, any game you bring over. It doesn't have to be made 2010 or 2003. Okay, now 2003 have a special option. It allows you to do cocktail. So you can have a full screen playing, and when it finish one player, you're gonna flip the screen by itself to the other side for you to play the second player. So that's the reason 2000. That's why he used only 2003 cocktail. But he has some game that doesn't flip, even though you could play it on 2003, but doesn't flip. Like Galaga 88, it doesn't flip. So they have to have a split screen in order to play the two player. Alright, so you're going to save this game. Press A. It's going to say automatic save down here. It's in yellow. You probably couldn't see it. You press it again. Well, it's already saved. I don't know if I could zoom in. But yeah, it's on the bottom. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and restart the game. Now the game, instead of side by side, is going to be one on top, one on bottom. See that? So that's how you arrange the cocktail screen how you want it. You can use the regular size and change the screen to sideways instead of vertically if you prefer that way, and build your cocktail that way. Depend, or you could get a bigger screen and then you could do whatever, pretty much whatever you want to do with it. It won't look too bad because of big screen. I like it up here because that way I could, but the screen is only this wide, so I can't really make it bigger. But yeah, you could play it like that as well. Okay. Okay. So that's enough of the main option. What I was saying is that if you play a different game, for example, like oh, I also added this game. Oh, I forgot to. I don't know if this game is fixed or not. I added this game, but I forgot to test it. Let me test it right now. See if it's automatic. Because I save it to all the chords. So I don't know, is it going to be double screen? I think it's only going to be single screen. So for example, this one is running single screen. Okay. And I want to do a split screen because I want to play 2-player. So to do that, okay, I'm going to press start and select because the screen is on automatic full. I'm going to go to shadow. So this is a good one to demonstrate. So this one, you will not have a split screen. The image that I uploaded, this one, I forgot to fix this one. So this is how you fix this one. You press button A. Let me see if I move it down lower so you can see you probably cannot see the button plus the screen. Okay. This is button A, this is button B. So A, B, okay? This is X, this is Y. My select is here, so when I want to get to that screen, I press select and X at the same time, okay? Let me tighten this up a little bit. So I press these 2 buttons to get to that screen. Okay, if I press that screen to get to the retro art. Okay. Alright, so back here, we are going to go, and this is by default is 0. Okay, so you're going to choose 1. Here, second one, you're going to choose the shadows folder. This is the folder. You want to look for cocktail cabinet. Okay, not cocktail cap portal, but cocktail cabinet. Press that. Then you want to change this to the nearest. Not nearer, but nearest. Okay, nearest. Then you're going to do apply. Now, when you do apply, it changes to 2 screen, but you cannot see no pictures because it's zoomed in too much. So we need to fix that. And we're going to do B. Now, last time I told you we need to go to user interface. So user interface not here, it's in the settings. So we need to get out of this the quick menu. So we're going to press B. Now we're in the main menu. See that main menu. So we're going to go to the setting here. Okay, if the joystick acting weird, press A, B, and then it should be back to normal. Okay, go to setting. Now we're going to go to the video. But before, yeah, let's go to video and see what's going on. Okay, so right now the aspect is set to chord provided. Okay, so we're going to go and change. We're going to change it to 1:1. That's the one I like. Okay, 1:1. Now here we if you go down, let's see if there's a 90 degree. I think I probably no. See, there's no 90 degree option. Okay, so we're gonna get our B. So we're gonna go to user interface. We're gonna turn on show advanced setting. Right now it's off. So we're gonna go show advanced. We're gonna turn it on by moving the joystick left, right. You turn it on. Okay, press B. Now we go to video. We are able to hold on a second, not audio, video, sorry. Now if you go down here and keep on going down, now you can see the rotation now. See, rotation is there now. So now it's normal. I'm going to choose 90 degree. So it's flipped in the correct direction for the vertical screen. Okay. Now we're going back to shadow. So we need to get out the setting, get out the main menu. So we're going to go back to quick menu. In here, we are going to go back to the shadow and we are going to zoom in, zoom out the screen. Okay, so we're going to go to the shadow parameter. So we're going to press enter and we're going to go to zoom in, zoom out. See exactly, because it both is a green screen, so I don't know exactly. See, some of the stuff is missing. See that? Okay, now if we zoom in, I realize the green is still out there. So I want to make sure all the green is inside. Wow, I had to zoom in a lot to get the whole thing. See, right now it's still showing. So what I'm going to do is move the X to the corner. So then I could redo the zooming, image zoom. So I'm going to get it to the very corner. Then I'm going to do the Y and I'm going to bring it down so I can see the green. See, now you can see the green, I mean the black. So I'm going to bring it to side by side, horizontal. So we're playing side by side. Then I'm going to back to the max and I'm going to increase the size. But I think I need to move the Y again. No, Y is just up and down. We'll move it back to the normal height. And the X, gonna move it closer to here. And I'm gonna max the image again. I think this is a vertical game, so it's very long. Let's put it side by side, and let's zoom out, make it bigger. Okay, so it does. This one apparently is zoom out on this side as well. So you have to put. Let's go ahead and start it from the middle. Somehow it's a little bit different. So let's start from the middle. Then we're gonna zoom. Let's bring the Y back up, parallel to it. Okay, max. It's hard to see because of the. Okay, so now that is the screen of the game. Now I don't really like the idea. It's so close. I'm gonna push it back out because I got a lot of space on the sides anyway. So I'm gonna move it out to the side. Well, if I do that, I probably could increase the max again. I'm putting it on this green line because I want to show you how to add the bezel as well. Okay, so that's the maximum that I'm going to do because this one is already on. Well, let me move it back up. There you go. And then I could max it a little bit more to the green line. And then I could bring it back up. Okay. A little bit too much. All right. So that is pretty good. All right. So this game now is a split screen. And we're gonna press escape, and I want to save it on this game, okay, just for this game only. So once it's saved, I wanted to add the bezel project, so I'm going back to the setting, and I'm going to use on-screen. I think it's on-screen display. Then you're going to click on on-screen display, and you're going to choose your bezel. Now I'm going to turn display overlay on, hidden. I don't want it hidden. I want to show the bezel. Once I choose the bezel, I haven't picked bezel. I haven't picked it yet, but I want to change this to 1. So the color will be dark. I don't want it to be too light. There you go, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And then I want to go ahead and pick the bezel. So the border, The bezel will be on my game bezel. No, it's not. I mean the arcade version. So console. I'm gonna pick Neo Geo. Okay, so now you see there's a bezel showing up already. Okay, and this one is wider than this one, so you don't want to move too close to. You could go as far as passing the green line up to this this graded line, but the problem is if you do this part, it will be over this. So this size and this size are not exactly the same. This side is more wider and this side is more small, is narrow. Okay, so we finished. So we're gonna press escape, and then escape. Then we go back to quick menu, and then you want to save it again. Otherwise, the change will not take place. Okay. Now we're going to go quick menu and we start the game. Now the game is 2-player with a split screen. Oh, I wanted this to be on this side and this one to be on this side. So I'll show you how to change that. Because I want this on my left. I don't want this on. Okay, so we're gonna fix that real quick. We're gonna press select and start. Shoot. I don't want. I want a full screen so I can see all the color. With the black, it's very hard to fix that. So let's go ahead and press the player. Okay, so we are going back to shadow. When you first come in, you're going to be in the quick menu. Okay, gonna go to shadow, and I'm going to go to the shadow parameter. Here I'm going to go to the Y and X. So I'm going to take the X, and I'm going to I'm going to take the Y, and no, not the Y, sorry. Okay. I'm going to take the X, and I'm going to swap the direction. See that? So I'm moving the other screen to the other side and the other one to the other side. You could have it like right next to each other, or you could, since we have enough space, I'm going to move it more further away from each other. Okay, right in the middle. All right. So now my screen is on the left, and so it depends on your preference. I prefer this one. Now some people prefer one on the top, one on the bottom. So if you prefer that way, you could always go to the height, and you could always change the height. No, that's the other side. Hey, I could probably make it so it won't be so narrow looking. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me move it back to. No, I keep on forget which direction is what. Let's do the X. Could move it a little bit closer, and then I could adjust the height again. Make it wider. So it won't look so narrow. Huh. That is much better. See, the screen is not as narrow as before. So I like this. I like this change that I did. And then you could also make it wider to the top. Okay, and then wider to the side. And then we're gonna bring the Y closer. Oop, not Y. X closer. And then make the height a little bit more. Okay. Now we're gonna press B, and I like this change better. You might want to do that with the Tempest and some of the vertical game. Tempest is the one that the screen, if it's too narrow, you could increase the height. Height is this way, and the width is this way. Okay. And then we are going to press B, and then we are going to press A to save it. All right. and then we're gonna start. Now the joystick's acting off again, like that, jumping like that. Do B, A, A, and then you're okay now. See that? Then we start the game. Beautiful. I like this setup more. Now the screen is not too narrow. It just looks very perfect. See that? So you could change it any way you want, and that's how you change it. That's the one thing I did not cover last time, because that's something that I just figured it out how to do. So that's the reason 90° wasn't there, because the advanced setup wasn't turned on. Alright, so now you could actually play this game in select the coin. Now if you select it twice, see, now it's 2-player. So you could play 2-player. But I only have one joystick, so if I have second joystick plugged in, the other guy could play the second side. I'm dead. Alright, so that's good. So that game is fixed. So anytime you go back into it, the game should be already fixed. You shouldn't have no more problem. It will have the bezel. See, I exit out. I'm going back in to show you the change we did is now safe, and you don't have to do it again afterward. So now it will boot up with 2 screens, and does have a bezel on the top and bottom. All right. Okay, let's look at the Genesis. Let's see what else is next. Genesis. So let's go look at Street Fighter. So we press the select button. So we jump to Street Fighter. Go to S. We're gonna go not Street Fighter, but Street of Rage 2, which is very popular in Sega Genesis. I like the 2 better. 2 is the best one in all 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I like the 2 the most. So now this one I have Sega Genesis. So now you have 2-player. Now you could do the same thing with this one. You could, well, this one look okay, but if you think it's too narrow, you can make it, fatter, like we did with the other one. Okay, and then let's go to, we already did Nintendo, so we pretty much cover everything. We did Turbo Bunk already, so that's pretty much it. Okay, what I was meant to tell you is that now if you go to Mame, if you start a game, you have, if you keep on press A, keep on press it. Okay, you first thing you want to do is always cancel, because automatically select the main default one. Now if you look at it now, you have more option. You got a ton of option to choose from now. So all your game, you don't have to worry about it does not work if you put a different Mame. Support 2000, 2003, 2003 plus, 2010, 2016. So I added all this, and then Final Neo G, Final Burnout is for the demon font that we were testing. It used that Final Burnout, and then you get Neo CD, and then Final Burnout 12. So all those are being supported. So now you can add more arcade game to it. Right now it's only have 64 game. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll have the link at the bottom of the description. Hope you guys enjoyed that new image that I created for the cocktail, and maybe down the road I'll create a Raspberry Pi 4 version, and then we could go further with this thing. All right, thank you. I'm gonna go see a movie. You guys have fun, be safe, keep warm. Talk to you later.